An update on the vetting of nominees for Principal Secretary positions, which commenced today as members of Parliament in various departmental committees sought to establish the nominees' qualifications and suitability for office. Stephen Isaboke, who has been nominated for Principal Secretary in the State Department for Broadcasting and Telecommunications, vowed to, among other issues, defend media freedom. Dr. Frederick Oluga, the nominee for Medical Services, explained to the panel the significance of changing strategy in addressing the welfare of the health workforce in Kenya.
Principal Secretary nominees in key ministries are facing an uphill task in convincing Kenyans and the National Assembly on their suitability to serve in various ministries as their vetting began in earnest Friday morning.
It is for us as a committee to satisfy ourselves.
Among those listed for day one of the approval hearings was Stephen Isaboke, the nominee for Principal Secretary in the State Department for Broadcasting and Telecommunications. Isaboke was questioned on how he acquired shares in MultiChoice Africa Group, one of Africa's leading media entertainment companies.
I have never been managing director of GoTV. I have never been an employee of GoTV. I've only been a director representing MultiChoice Africa and shareholder. So this was a newly incorporated business running on losses. The two partners agreed to co-locate. You'll see references to co-location. In the process, MultiChoice used some KPC sites. KPC used some MultiChoice sites. That's a very standard practice in industry. So to what extent values were exchanged, that's operational. I cannot comment.
Isaboke, who cited the 2015 digital migration as one of his greatest achievements in his career in broadcasting, also explained to the committee how his experience prepared him to tackle sensitive issues such as media freedom.
My approach will actually be, first of all, refer to the Constitution, refer to the law, and ensure that that law and Constitution is actually being respected by both the government agencies and the media operators. Number two, where there could be issues operational, my approach will actually be engagement. So that if they're free, they should say what they want, but there is also freedom with accountability.
Former Chief Officer of Health in the Nairobi Metropolitan Services, Dr. Frederick Oluga, the nominee for Medical Services, seemed to be treading on familiar territory as he faced the Committee on Health. Dr. Oluga, who once led a doctor's strike that lasted more than 3 months, while serving as the Secretary General of KMPDU, advocated for a change of strategy in addressing the welfare of the health workforce in Kenya.
Every single issue comes always to the top. There is very little engagement at the facility and at the county level, and that is one of the things that I believe we could strengthen through an inclusivity approach, to establish work councils, to make sure that these CPA implementation committees work, and to ensure that there is a level of responsibility, because not all issues require money.
Other nominees who appeared before various committees to defend their suitability to serve in the highly coveted positions included Aden Abdi, the nominee for Principal Secretary in the State Department for Shipping and Maritime Affairs, Boniface Bakoha, nominee for Economic Planning, Fikirini Jacobs, nominated for the State Department for Youth Affairs, and Regina Ombam, nominated for the Trade Docket.
As we look at those trade agreements, we also have to be very conversant of the fact that we are also members of some other regional blocks that also have their own ways of work. And so as I look into those trade agreements, I have to make sure that there is no contradiction whatsoever.
The approval hearings are scheduled to run until Monday, April 7th, 2025. Safin Achieng Oma, Citizen TV.